I thank the gentleman, and I'd like to enter this article from the Wall Street Journal yesterday. The headline of the business section, Starbucks to cut its office staff. How often do we see companies all across the country doing layoffs because they get themselves in a particular difficult situation and need to do so? It happens all the time. Workers across America have to deal with this all the time. But yet, if you listen to the ranking member, you'd think that federal employees are immune somehow. Look, the federal government is bloated. We are spending far too much money. And there have been so many false statements made by members of Congress, by the press about what's happening at this DOGE thing, that it's almost, people are laughing at it now. From CISA, 130 people, 3% of the workforce. It's not like CISA has been handicapped. All across our government, there is a deep dive going on to figure out how we can cut spending because we are broke, $37 trillion in debt. This is a bloated government, and it's time for some layoffs. And the federal employees are doing a great job. They're going to get to keep their job. This idea that because you have a federal job, you're immune to any of the stuff that the rest of Americans have to deal with every day is a falsehood. And it's time we get the spending and the bloatedness in this federal bureaucracy taken care of, and thank God for somebody willing to do it. It has nothing to do with this scholarship program. The scholarship programs that are on pause are on pause. They're not ended. It is a misstatement to suggest otherwise. This is political games. This is somebody clawing for a piece because they got their ass handed to them. All the swing states, they lost overwhelmingly. Every single state saw more Republican votes than ever before. This guy's doing what he said when he got a mandate at the polls, and here he goes. And all they got is to cry, constitutional crisis, all this other stuff, much of which is false. The security clearance that was mentioned many times when we were in our last hearing, well, guess what? He's got a top secret security clearance. We're going to continue to hear more, but it's all they got. The federal government is bloated, and it's time to downsize. And the poor people at Starbucks are going through the same thing every single American has to go through. And now the federal employment, the federal workforce knows they're not immune any longer. As for this Cyber Pivot Act, this is an opportunity to create a pipeline. We're 500,000 empty cyber jobs in America right now. This is our number one priority. Witness after witness has come before this committee and said, we gotta have a bigger pipeline. Bernoulli's equation, how do you create increased flow through a pipeline? You increase the diameter of the pipeline. That's what this bill's going to do. And you can vote yes last year and no this year, but your people are going to remember that. And I certainly will.